I know folks say, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders are coming into town. That's true, because it's true. But it's also true for months and months and months prior to APEC, we've been having different conversations. And we've raised the bar of expectation.
Folks are saying, this is not what I thought it was going to be based on what's been in the media. Because I think what happens sometimes is a moment, a snapshot is taken, and it's not always San Francisco, it's sometimes the Bay Area, it's someplace in some other city, and it's attributed to San Francisco. So I think we've gotten a lot of unfair press.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So if you ever want to see the most full and complete display of leftist hypocrisy, just host a world leader that you want to impress and do it in the homelessness capital of the country. And you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll explain everything in just a second, guys. But first, thanks to everyone that's been subscribing and leaving such great comments. Really appreciate the support. If you haven't already, guys, help us to continue to grow. Like, comment, subscribe, most importantly, share the channel. So yeah, if you thought that our governments are just not capable of dealing with the homeless crisis, you were wrong. They just need the correct motivations. Now, you would think that their voters, their constituents, are the right motivations, but no. Their real motivations lie in the protection of their own image. And a good, very, very recent example of this is when El Paso, literally up to the day before President Biden was set to do his impress the camera show media visit, tour the border, the tens of thousands of illegal migrants that were on the streets of El Paso, they all just suddenly vanished overnight. Well, the same thing is going on right now in San Francisco, which is the homeless capital of the world, at least the country. And also, it's the place that President Biden, he's going to host the Chinese president. And they don't want to be bothered by the homeless issue that has literally been the bane of the city's citizens' existence for years now. Take a look at this.
Yes, that's right. The summit is expected to bring in $53 million, filling hotel rooms, bringing big business. And the city did tidy up for Dreamforce, but this cleanup is much more extensive. While San Francisco is in the spotlight for the Asia-Pacific Economic Conference, city leaders are making sure the city shines.
Tourism is our business here in San Francisco, and we need to focus on making sure that the tourist dollars still come back.
Caltrans repaving major roadways like the Harrison Street off-ramp from the I-80. BART doubling down by deep cleaning their stations overnight more often.
The city had gotten a little bit dingy over time.
Scrubbing and power washing is happening all over the city.
Yeah, the bottom of my shoes look clean.
It's noticeable how clear the streets look and how few homeless encampments there are on major thoroughfares.
Having been a longtime resident in the Bay Area, you just naturally start to wonder of houseless folks being displaced.
Public Works is installing decorative crosswalks in North Beach and Chinatown, and the Webster Street pedestrian bridge in Japantown was recently repainted. The Yerba Buena Gardens at the Moscone Center are decked out with new colorful landscaping and murals, paid for by the Clean California grant, just in time for the 20,000 high-profile CEOs and heads of state coming into town next week. Some people say this should be how it's always done.
What about the people who are here year-round, and local, hardworking, working-class Bay Area folks?
Others welcome the cleanup.
Anything that brings in a positive look on the city of San Francisco is great.
We will continue to do everything we can to maintain cleanliness in our streets.
And city officials are saying that there are no additional funds that are being allocated for beautification. Departments are just using existing budgets. They also say that those budgets are being moved so that they can focus on the areas where APEC is taking place. The summit is expected to start on Wednesday, and of course, people will start coming into town over the weekend and early next week. I'm live in San Francisco. Back to you, Julie.
All right, nothing like a little extra motivation to clean things up. Crystal, thank you.
Wow, man. I mean, come on. Let me know in the comments, your initial thoughts on this. I'm wondering, where do they put everybody? It's very, very kind of creepy. If you they just sweep them all up and they got to take them somewhere. I just don't understand. But guys, how does San Francisco residents not take this as a complete and total FU right in their face? They have been complaining for years about the homeless issue. Their kids have literally had to walk through encampments of zombies on their way to school. You know, they have to ask the clerk at freaking Walgreens to unlock the cage just to get a stick of deodorant. And their businesses have closed. Their grocery stores have moved out. You know, their cars have been broken into. Their neighbors have been killed, robbed, hurt. And literally everyone's afraid for their own family's safety. But now their property value in some of these spots has been so degraded to such a degree that they have no choice but to stay. They're stuck there, a lot of them. And it turns out all they had to do to get their city cleaned up and presentable was to invite the president and his communist buddies to town, and they would finally have a clean city. And it's a giant slap in the face, man. And I don't see how a citizen of San Francisco takes it any other way. You know, what I hope they hear is, you're just not worth it. And Gavin Newsom basically said the same thing at the start of the video. You know, we get that you're the ones paying the taxes, but you're just not worth it. We can't clean up the place for you, but we're going to clean it up for Joe and his communist pals. But hopefully this is a catalyst, man. Hopefully these citizens, they grow a pair like the folks in Chicago and New York are currently doing. But anyway, guys, I thought you'd appreciate seeing this. That's just my take. Let me know yours in the comments. And if you haven't already, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.